Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Charleston Athletic Complex here on the Hill in Charleston, West Virginia. Chris Kidd with you, with Joe Mounts and Robbie Mounts, our engineer and cameraman, for tonight's clash between the number 5, 4-1 Charleston Catholic Irish against the Huntington St. Joe Irish, coming in at 6-0. Again, Huntington St. Joe getting here early on this season by beating Portsmouth, Ohio 71-66, beating Buffalo 73-66, beating Tulsa 79-57, knocking down Dawson Bryant 75-66, defeating Portsmouth Notre Dame 67-41, and defeating Ironton, Ohio 68-56. On the other end, for Charleston Catholic, they defeated Cross Lanes Christian 65-42, lost their only game to Polka 63-53, who's contender in AA this year, beat Van 74-38, beat Sherman 65-39, beat Tug Valley in a slugfest as well 48-45, and that is how we have gotten to where we are in this early part of the season. And in that game against Tug Valley, they missed a 3 just off the front iron at the buzzer to try and tie the game against Charleston Catholic, which kept the Irish at the 4-1 mark right here. And again, last year Charleston Catholic was 14-11, were eliminated by GW 60-53 in the regional final. They haven't been to the state tournament since 2015, trying to get back this year. On the other end, St. Joe had a horrible year last year, 4-18, but trying to get back again this year. Again, haven't made the state tournament since 2017. Well, it's time now for the pregame festivities, so let's listen in to both teams' starting lineups.
Not yet.
Those are the starting lineups for both sides coming in here tonight. Again, Ryan Taylor, the head coach of Huntington St. Joseph. Hunter Moles, the head coach at Charleston Catholic. And again, between these two teams, they've got 5 state championships between them, 4 for Charleston Catholic in 2000, 2006, 2007, and 2012. And Huntington St. Joseph's lone state tournament win was in 2016 over Willing Central in overtime, 67-65, where they beat current WVU standout Chase Harler. And since 2009, it is a 7-4 edge in this series for Charleston Catholic. But Huntington St. Joe has won the last 3 meetings, including the 2016 regional final, 70-55. So this is a huge early season clash between these two top teams in Class Single A. Going to be a fun evening here tonight. Again, the Charleston Catholic girls edging by the Buffalo Lady Bison earlier tonight, 29-26. Should be an equally close game here in this one. As both teams shaking hands, getting set to go here, as Satterfield will jump it up in the center for Charleston Catholic. And it'll be Barlow for Huntington St. Joe. As we're glad you're with us here tonight on Video Productions, as the tip is controlled by Huntington St. Joe, going right to left across your computer screen and television. Out front with it is Motley to get things started. Dribble drives by, gets in on the left side, count it, and the foul for Motley as the freshman gets things started off for the St. Joe Irish with an N1 opportunity. Again, Motley averaging 12.3 points per game. He had 16 in the most recent game against Ironton. As you see, he was able to drag Blades out towards him to get that first step on him, and Motley just quickly drove by Blades for the N1 opportunity as the foul goes against Marshall Pyle That'll be his first. It's a 3-0 early lead for Huntington St. Joe. Trapped in the left side is Satterfield looking for help. Gets it back up top. That's Sudduth. Gets it back over to Satterfield. Now back to Sudduth on the left block, trying to back in against Motley. Now they get it back towards the center, over to the right side, driving baseline. Ball stripped away and out of bounds. It'll stay with Charleston Catholic. First possession of the game for the Irish as Pyle, the 6'3 senior, looks to trigger it in. Gets it over for Sudduth. Sudduth drives into the center, takes it over left side, puts up a tough shot, no good. Offensive rebound for Charleston Catholic, no good on the putback for Garrett Ware, and rebounded by Huntington St. Joe. Outlet passes, they run up the left side, whistle, and a blocking foul called. It's Christian Lane, the junior, able to get position that time and draw the foul on Blades. So a quick start here for Huntington St. Joe. Chance here to take 5-0 lead. That's free throw up and good for Lane. Again, Lane averaging 6.2 points per game on the season for Huntington St. Joe. Had 7 points in the win over Ironton last week. Lane's second free throw rolls off, no good. Charleston Catholic with a rebound, trailing at 4-0. 1 minute gone in the opening quarter. Over on the right side goes Sudduth, gets a screen up top. Takes it over, Satterfield covered, however. Now Sudduth, and yes, traveled with it again. He took a quick stop at the top of the key and couldn't stop his pivot foot from coming with him that time, so a turnover for the Irish. They lob it to midcourt for Caden Warner, and Warner could be the big stat man of the evening here for Huntington St. Joe, averaging 24.9 points per game, but he swings it over, and 3 is good for Jalen Motley as he's got 6 points and a fast 7-0 lead for Huntington St. Joe, and that draws a timeout by Hunter Moles as Huntington St. Joe's bench explodes to come and meet their players, as it'll be a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. 7-0 Huntington St. Joe out of the gate as you are watching Charleston Catholic basketball action with us right here live on Video Productions.
Car is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Here at Children's Dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. And Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
Out of the timeout, Charleston Catholic with the ball and a turnover. The travel on the baseline gives it back to Huntington St. Joe. Chris Kidd here with you this evening from the Charleston Catholic Athletic Complex, and Huntington St. Joe bursting out of the gate with a 7-0 lead as Jalen Motley, who's done the damage thus far, drives in, almost gets it to spin home. Rebound taken away by Pyle, and a whistle in the backcourt and a foul on Huntington St. Joe. They'll stay with Charleston Catholic with 6:14 to go here in the first quarter. That'll be the first foul against Huntington St. Joe in the evening as Gunnell Hickman, the 6-foot sophomore, draws the foul. Sudduth will bring it up against Warner. Get it into the center for Ware. Ware looking, finds Pyle. Pyle jab steps, takes it over right side. Tough floating layup, no good. Rebounded by underneath, and a put back up and in by Aiden Satterfield. As Satterfield with his first 2 of the game. And now a turnover in the backcourt gives it back to Charleston Catholic. And again, Satterfield at 29 versus Sherman. That was a career high against him where he went 12 of 16 from the field. He had 11 in their most recent game against Tug Valley. And a nice take that time on the right side by Garrett Ware as he gets free. 7-4 now. His first 7 to Huntington St. Joe. Now the last 4 to the Charleston Catholic Irish. Warner inside, pass tipped up and being fought for, and Blades draws a tie up out of that, and it'll give it back over to Charleston Catholic. So the timeout doing dividends for Charleston Catholic as they've come out of the 1 minute break now, a little bit more settled down than they were in the early going. And this Huntington St. Joe team has been an offensive machine thus far on the year as Sudduth takes over right side, gets it out front for Satterfield. Huntington St. Joe averaging 72.2 points per game on the year, whereas Charleston Catholic averaging 61 points per game as a foul out front goes against St. Joe. Defensively, Huntington St. Joe giving up 58.7 points per game. Charleston Catholic just 45.4. So while Huntington St. Joe is the more explosive of the two on offense, Charleston Catholic is much more focused on the defensive end, giving up 13 less points per game than their opponent. 7-4 in favor of Huntington St. Joe. They go down low for Ware. Ware backing in, spins left side, gets his man in the air, and a whistle and a foul will go against Barlow as they get him on the push. Now team fouls piling up already here in the early going as we get a look at here on our instant replay again. It was a good fake there going left and then cutting back right into Barlow, who tried to position himself but couldn't. That'll be 3 team fouls against both sides here as the official having to clarify, I guess, the call here as he goes back over. Now Charleston Catholic will inbound from underneath their own basket. They get it into Blades quickly, to Satterfield quickly as he can't find an opening. Steps back for 3, no good off the back iron. Long rebound comes down to Pyle, back over to Satterfield. Drives by his man, takes it left baseline, puts up a floater. Can't get it to roll home, however, and rebounded, taken away by Barlow. 7-4 Huntington St. Joe. 4:50 remaining in the first quarter. Driving in strong is Warner. Gets off first shot of the game but can't convert. Rebound taken away by Sudduth. Sudduth pushes now into the center. Drives in left side. Jump stops in front of Barlow and puts it up and in as Zion Sudduth. The 6'1 junior with his first points. He had 10 in his last game against Tug Valley. Had 15 against Sherman. And now we get a whistle and a timeout here again up against the 5-second call. And Huntington St. Joe will burn their first timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep things here with a 7-6 lead for Huntington St. Joe. Again, in the first minute, it looked like the St. Joe Irish might have a chance to maybe run Charleston Catholic out of their own gym. But Charleston Catholic has settled things down here in the last 2.5 minutes of play and have drawn back to within a point. We said Charleston Catholic coming in at 4-1, ranked number 5 in Class Single A. Huntington St. Joe still undefeated at 6-0 on the season. After both teams had down years last year, looking to try and see if they can get themselves back to the Charleston Civic Center for the first time in a few years. Out of the 30-second timeout, Huntington St. Joe with it. Trapped in the backcourt, cross-court pass over to Motley, able to break the timeline. Motley tried to find a position in the center, but cut off quickly by Charleston Catholic. Now Motley takes it back. Jab steps in, finds a nice cut inside by Hickman, and Hickman gets himself free for his first 2. He averages 8.3 points per game on the year. And 12 against Notre Dame earlier this year. So at the midway point of the first quarter, driving in Satterfield. He gets nice opening, and Aiden Satterfield able to finish with a floater. He's got 4 points, and the lead back down to 1 for Huntington St. Joe. So after some of the fouls here in the early going, the game perhaps trying to start and find a flow here now. It's Warner. We mentioned averaging nearly 25 points per game, still looking for his first bucket, and there it is. He takes a deep 3 from the top of the key as the sophomore able to hit. He had 41 points against Tulsa earlier this year, 28 against Dawson Bryant, 25 against Ironton. This is a kid that can get hot in a hurry. And right there you saw the quick release and the splash on the near end for his first 3 of the game. Out front is Pyle. He tries to spin in, kicks it back out. Satterfield, he'll pull up, and the jumper inside the free throw line goes for Aiden Satterfield as the junior has 6 points now, 12-10 Huntington St. Joe. Across the timeline comes Warner, 2:55 to go in the first period. Warner steps over to the right, picked up by Satterfield, now gets a screen. Top of the key, switched on to, gets it into the left corner. Trying to drive into the center. Nice take to the inside and pull up one-hander. Falls for Huntington St. Joe as that's Christian Lane with his 3rd point. 14-10 now, almost a steal by Lane up top. Gets it in the left corner. Satterfield goes for three. No good, too strong. Rebound tipped around, lost by Huntington St. Joe, saved by Pyle, but into the Huntington St. Joe bench as he felt like he was shoved underneath the stanchion that time as he went towards the wall trying to save it. And we're going to get wholesale changes here almost for Huntington St. Joe as Sudduth and Pyle the only two to stay in. You got Mark Spiegel, a 6'4 senior, checking into the game, as well as Anthony Menard, a 5'8 junior. And now a carry called out front on Motley, so that'll give it back over to Charleston Catholic, trailing by 4. Also, Ferris Murad, a 5'11 sophomore, into the game for Charleston Catholic. Huntington St. Joe, now Hickman will go to the bench here for a breather. To get it over left side. Murad up top. Spiegel playing off of him. They figure he's not much of an outside threat. Now they give it to Pyle. Over to Sudduth. He'll jack up a three. No good off the back iron. Rebound fought for loose, and we're going to get a foul. And appears to be against Huntington St. Joe. That's going to be team foul number 4 against them already in this game, and that's going to be number 2 against Mackay Barlow. They get it in, quick shot put up, no good by Menardi and rebounded by Huntington St. Joe. 1:52 to go here in the first quarter. 14-10, St. Joe leads it. Motley crosses midcourt. Jab step back jumper from the free throw line, too strong. Rebound tipped up, and Pyle takes the rebound away for Charleston Catholic. He'll bring it up the floor himself in front of Lane. Cut off by Lane, now gets into the center, gets it over right side. Back out top, Spiegel with it. He'll drive over left side, puts up a tough shot. No good, too strong, but Pyle there on the offensive rebound again. Gets it out to Sudduth. Sudduth drives inside on the right. Can't get it to fall, gets his own rebound back, can't convert. Goes back again, and Sudduth on the third try. Able to get it to go. He's got 4 points. Lead back down to 2. 1:10 to go in the first quarter, and now a foul crossing midcourt as Motley, smart move that time by the freshman. Again, saw that Menardi was going to ride him up the court and instead was able to get into his body and draw the foul on him. As Satterfield will come in now and give Pyle a breather for a minute. Last 1:09 to go here in the first quarter. Motley will cross midcourt. Picked up by Menardi. Now get a screen up top by Lane. He'll take it over left side, kicks it into the left corner, driving in, cut off. And now Eram can't find anyone and turns it over. Chance to tie up ahead. They find a man. Layup on the right side goes. And Murad ties things up at 14 apiece with 45 seconds left here in the first. A 7-0 jump start for Huntington St. Joe, but Charleston Catholic has settled down and outscored them 14-7 ever since. Down to 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Warner dribbling out front in front of Sudduth. See how far Huntington St. Joe tries to take this down. Now Sudduth comes out to try and contest. Warner now takes him off the dribble on the left side, cuts into the paint, shot up, and it was deflected by Satterfield. He got a hand on it. 15 seconds left in the first. Up ahead, Murad, pass too strong, tries to save it. Goes into the hands of Menardi, and he lays it up and in. Charleston Catholic with the lead with 6 seconds left in the first. Up ahead with 3 seconds. Crossing the timeline, pull up three at the horn. No good off the back iron. And that brings us to the close of the first quarter of play, and what an up-and-down affair it was, and Charleston Catholic takes a 16-14 lead into the second 8 minutes. We'll be back after this as you are watching Charleston Catholic basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.
Here at Children's Dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. And Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
Your car is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Start of quarter number 2 here from Charleston Catholic Athletic Complex. Chris Kidd here with you with Joe and Robbie Mounts, our engineer and cameraman for tonight's game, as Motley steps back for 3 and airballs it out of bounds as Huntington St. Joe starting to grow frustrated on the offensive end. Again, things came very easy in the first minute or so of this ball game as they built a 7-0 lead, but Charleston Catholic has methodically taken control of this game ever since then, and now Minardi out of control in the front court, loses it, taken away underneath by. They get it up ahead. Johnson shovels it over to Motley as he comes across. He takes it to his left. Now jump steps in the paint, puts up a shot, had it deflected and knocked away. Blades goes to the deck to try and save it, but he travels with it. Again, this Charleston Catholic defense has become much more suffocating here in the last 8 minutes or so of play. St. Joe had 7 points in the first minute of play. They've scored 7 in the last 8 minutes now. Into the left corner, Warner goes for 3, and he gets himself free for his second 3 of the game. And he is a complete game changer if he gets himself open. As we said, averaging nearly 25 points per game. He's got 6 now in the evening. Driving in is Minardi, gets it into the left corner, driving in hard, pull-up shot, banked in well by Murad as he's got 4 points now, and the lead goes back to Charleston Catholic. 18-17, early stages of the second quarter. They get it up ahead to Lane in the right corner, and Lane travels with it. That'll give it back over to Charleston Catholic with a 1-point edge. As I said, these two could be facing off later on in the year in the Civic Center just down the road. It's a great early season test on both ends. Charleston Catholic's only setback thus far was a 10-point loss to Poca. Huntington St. Joe is yet to lose. They get it over to Murad on the left side, up top for Blades. He'll drive in on the left side, kicks it back out. Murad almost at his pocket pick. Now back in the left corner, open 3 on the way. No good for Blades. He got a great look at it, and now whistling a tie-up as Satterfield and Warner were tangled up fighting for the loose ball, and the possessioner will stay with Charleston Catholic. 18-17 edge here for Charleston Catholic. Minardi looks to fire it in. No one there. The ball loose. Could be another tie up here as Satterfield was trying to prevent Hickman from getting towards it, but Hickman able to get his hands on it and create the jump ball. So now possession error goes over to Huntington St. Joe. Full court pressure put on here by Charleston Catholic. They get it into Hickman. Hickman dribbles to his right, being lured into a double team. Almost has his pocket picked. Now does have his pocket picked, and now loose. Warner comes up with it, and they're going to call him for a travel. And these officials very quick with a traveling call here tonight. Again, a couple of them have been close, but they are not giving the benefit of the doubt on it. And it's been consistent thus far. So players got to adjust to that as things move forward here. Charleston Catholic will inbound from the near side. Minardi will bring it across the timeline. Gets it over to Blades. He'll take a step back 3 and count it from the left corner. For Blades, his first points of the game. He had 8 in the win over Tug Valley last week. 21-17 now in favor of Charleston Catholic. Motley gets to the free throw line, kicks it in the left corner. Johnson for 3. Count it for Johnson. The 5'5 sophomore, Xavion Johnson, averaged 7.6 points per game. Gets his first bucket of the evening. Now on the other end, you get a loose ball underneath. Could have another tie up, and now the possessioner stays with Charleston Catholic. As Sudduth and Pyle will check back in. Minardi and Satterfield will go to the bench to get a breather. And now we'll get another substitution for Huntington St. Joe as it'll be Barlow back in. Lane will go to the bench. They inbounded in the left corner. Open again as Blades from the same spot. No good this time. Blades, though, tries to get his own rebound back, but taken away by Hickman. Now it'll whistle and a double dribble called. And right now, if you're Huntington St. Joe and Coach Ryan Taylor, you can't be happy with some of the fundamental turnovers that they've had. Double dribbles and travels, these are things that'll drive you nuts. When you go back and you look at the tape later, Sudduth with it. 1 point lead for Charleston Catholic. Guarded by Warner, looking for a screen from Pyle. He'll just dribble casually back out towards midcourt. Sudduth now gets a running head start, drives in right side, and he's pushed out of bounds. They'll call it on the floor, so that'll be team foul number 5 against Huntington St. Joe. 3 team fouls against Charleston Catholic. They get that one on Caden Warner. That'll be his first. They get it over to Pyle. Takes a jumper from just inside the free throw line. No good. Rebound fought for. Pyle got his own rebound back. Kicks it out to Murad. He'll drive in. Banker up. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Spiegel, and it'll go back over to Huntington St. Joe with 5:04 left in the first half. Now they'll change and have Hickman go and trigger it in. Again, Huntington St. Joe loves to get up and down, run and gun. Charleston Catholic started to slow things down a little bit on the offensive end. They continue to kind of push things on the defensive end by going full court pressure, but they're slowing them down enough by staying in front of Huntington St. Joe as Warner takes a tough contested jumper, airballs it, and rebound underneath by Murad. So the pace is still there, but Huntington St. Joe just hasn't been able to adjust to the more physical defense that Charleston Catholic has brought forth here since the opening stages. Go down low to Spiegel. He'll spin in, spins back the right side, spins back left side. Can't get it to go, but he's fouled on the play as what moves by Mark Spiegel, the 6'4 senior that time. Again, went right, went left, went right again, then came back left and almost got it to go. Take a look at it here on our Video Productions Instant Replay. Again, there you see left, right, left again. That's Kevin McHale-esque right there on the low block with that footwork. Spiegel now trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. He had 4 points against Tug Valley in their 48-45 win. It's free throw up and good. So another free throw coming here for Spiegel. As Lane back into the game. Barlow goes to the bench for Huntington St. Joe. Spiegel able to hit on both. Those are the first free throws of the evening for Charleston Catholic, 23-20. Motley races into the front court, double team, then Blade steals it from behind. Picked up by Pyle. Pyle across midcourt, into the center, gives it over left side for Blades, picked up, now drives in, fakes, now looks down low. Finds Spiegel, he goes to work again, but Spiegel can't convert this time and rebounded by Motley. And again, Blades converges quickly on him and ends up bodying him and fouling him. And that'll be number 2 on Blades. Thomas Blades, a 6-foot senior. Very aggressive on the defensive end, is he? He creates a lot of turnovers, a lot of intensity, and now he'll go to the bench here with those 2 fouls as Satterfield checks back in. 16 fouls against Huntington St. Joe, 4 against Charleston Catholic. We've hit the midway point of the second quarter. 3-point lead for Charleston Catholic. They trail by as much as 7 right out of the gate. Motley over to his left. Cross-court pass for Johnson. Takes a 3 from the right corner. No good. He hit one from the left corner earlier. Rebounded by Spiegel underneath. Waits for Sudduth to free himself. Now he'll bring it up the floor against Motley. Sudduth crosses the timeline over to his right, picked up by Lane now. Gets to the free throw line and a whistle and a travel called. That'll give it back to Huntington St. Joe with 3:33 left here in the first half. As Minardi back into the game, Murad will go to the bench. Warner will bring it up the floor this time, guarded by Sudduth as they cross the timeline. Warner over to his right. Motley will go for 3, way off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Spiegel. He gets it up ahead. Satterfield could have a run out here. Motley catches up to him and picks his pocket on the way in. What a defensive play by Motley. Gets it up ahead. Johnson, right corner, drives in. Tough floater on the way, rolls off, and a whistle and a travel called. So another traveling violation against Huntington St. Joe, but again, a great defensive play on the other end by Motley to prevent an easy 2 for Charleston Catholic. Keep this at a one-possession game. Down to 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Minardi gets it in the center for Wares. Check back into the game. Lets a couple men go by. Now looks down low. Ware still looking, finds Pyle as he tries to cut in. Now back to Sudduth. Sudduth guarded by Warner as he'll retreat back towards midcourt. Resets. Now Minardi will try and dump it down low, but there's Warner with the pick as he stepped in front of Sudduth and was able to cause the turnover. Now it's Huntington St. Joe's defense doing some damage after Charleston Catholic has caused so much distress for them on the offensive end. Now Warner. He's hit 2 threes so far. He's going to go from deep. No good off the back iron. Rebound comes down to Satterfield. And that may have been a frustration 3 more than anything for Warner. Again, he can hit that shot. The one you may not have wanted there is Satterfield. Tough layup attempt, no good, and Hickman with a strong rebound underneath to take it out. Down to the final 2 minutes of the first half, 23-20. Charleston Catholic leads it. As Motley, great behind the back dribble, kicks it in the corner. Johnson, he'll go for the tie. No good off the front iron. Long rebound comes out. Great job by Sudduth getting in to save the rebound for Charleston Catholic. Now here's Satterfield. Gets by Warner, takes it left side, and Satterfield, he's got 8 points now for the game. 25-20, Charleston Catholic's largest lead of the first half. Motley over to his left. 1:35 left in the half. Motley will take a 3. It's on line, but over the rim, no good. That's a couple times now he's been off the mark and over the rim. Rebound up ahead. Now to Sudduth as they run up ahead, and a timeout by Huntington St. Joe as Sudduth, with his 7th point of the game, has extended the lead to 7. That's 6 points now for Sudduth as it'll be a full timeout. We'll take it as well with 1:24 left in the first half. It's a 7-point lead for Charleston Catholic as you are watching right here live on Video Productions.
Is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Here at Children's Dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. And Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
(27-20), the number 5 team in Class Single A, trying to give Huntington St. Joe their first loss of the season. Chris Kidd here with you as we are approaching halftime from Charleston Catholic Athletic Complex. After the quick burst to start the game by Huntington St. Joe, it's been all Charleston Catholic since then as Warner kicks it in the left corner. Hickman with a 3 on the way, no good. Rebound comes down. Pyle fighting for it, but loses it out of bounds as Eram was able to free it away from him. Huntington St. Joe will get another look as they've gone cold from the outside as well here in the second quarter, have Huntington St. Joe. They've only scored 6 points here in the second quarter. They get it in, 3 on the way, this time off the mark again. Motley still can't convert as he hit that 3 in the opening stages of the first half, and since then just gone ice cold from the perimeter. 55 seconds left before halftime. Sudduth over to his right, dumps it down low to Ware. Ware backs in, double team, gets off the shot, but can't get it to fall. It's Hickman with the rebound. Now Motley will walk it up the floor here as Charleston Catholic breaks out of their full court pressure. Motley across the timeline, gets it to Lane. Lane drives in right side, floater up and good. That's second time tonight now. Christian Lane has got that one-handed floater to go. He's got 5 points, the lead down to 5. 25 seconds left in the half. They go down low to Ware again, this time on the left block. Ware backing in on Lane. Shovels it over to Sudduth, and a foul on the play. Good pass and good vision that time by Garrett Ware. Able to find Sudduth cutting, and they pick up the second foul on Caden Warner. You see it here on our instant replay again. Ware, good job that time again. He just saw Sudduth out of the corner of his eye, and on that up dribble just shoveled it over quickly, and now Sudduth with 6 points here in the first half, looking for more. His first free throw, strong and off the back iron. Again, Sudduth and Satterfield, both just juniors on this Charleston Catholic roster. Second free throw up. This one does find its way home, and now Sudduth with 7 points in the half. 28-22, Charleston Catholic leads it. Perhaps final possession of the half here as Huntington St. Joe across the timeline. Motley with 7 seconds, gets a screen from Lane with 5. Back to Lane and away. Chance here for Satterfield, goes up, layup is good, and that will end the first half of play as Huntington St. Joe has not found an answer for this pressure defense as of yet, and Charleston Catholic takes an 8-point lead into intermission at 30-22. We'll step aside for a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about all the first half action here from Charleston Catholic as you are watching Charleston Catholic basketball action with us right here live on Video Productions.
Children's dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. And Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
Your car is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Here at Children's Dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. And Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
Your car is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Huggs sent you.
30-22, Charleston Catholic leading Huntington St. Joe here at the half. Chris Kidd here with you with Robbie and Joe Mounts, our engineer and camera operator for tonight's broadcast. As this game turned on a dime, it looked like Huntington St. Joe might end up blowing Charleston Catholic out in the first couple of moments of this game. They took a 7-0 lead before people had a chance to get themselves in their seats. And after a timeout, Charleston Catholic really was able to regroup and get themselves back together and ended up closing the half, outscoring Huntington St. Joe 30-15 in order to lead at 30-22 here at the half. And again, St. Joe is yet to lose this season, coming in at 6-0 on the year, while Charleston Catholic at 4-1, only loss coming to Poca, 63-53. But Charleston Catholic trying to show why they have that number 5 ranking in Class Single A, trying to defend home court here tonight, and they put on an impressive defensive display, shutting down one of the top scoring teams in the state right now. Again, St. Joe averaging over 72 points per game on the year. But here tonight, far below that at the moment at just 22 points. Let's look at the first half scoring here on both sides. We'll start with Huntington St. Joe. Again, they were led by Caden Warner and Jalen Motley, both with 6 points. Then you had Christian Lane with 5 points, Xavion Johnson with 3 points, and Gunnell Hickman with 2 points. On the other end for Charleston Catholic, being led by Zion Sudduth with 9 points, Aiden Satterfield with 8 points. Then you have Ferris Murritt off the bench with 4 points, Thomas Blades with 3 points, then Mark Spiegel, Anthony Minardi, and Garrett Ware each with 2 points apiece as they lead at 30-22 here over their rivals tonight from Charleston Catholic Athletic Complex. And as we said, Charleston Catholic wanting to break this string against Huntington St. Joe. Again, they lead the series 7-4 since 2009, but Huntington St. Joe has won each of the last 3 meetings, including their most recent meeting in the regional final in 2016, 70-55. So this would be a huge monkey off their back if Charleston Catholic can get it here this evening. We're going to step aside for a break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the start of the second half between Huntington St. Joseph and Charleston Catholic, as you are watching Charleston Catholic basketball action with us right here live on Video Productions.
Children's dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. And Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
Your car is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Here at Children's Dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. And Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
Your car is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
I want to see you go out sprinting on the court during what a field.
30-22, Charleston Catholic leads Huntington St. Joe as we get ready to start quarter number 3 here from the Charleston Catholic Athletic Complex. Chris Kidd with you. And also, while we're here, just a reminder that Michael J. Tupta, DDS Incorporated, here for your dentistry needs that makes you smile. Again, that's at 304-744-4150. Can be found at 1701 on Oakhurst Drive in Charleston, West Virginia. We're set to go here in the third quarter. Chris Kidd here with you alongside me, Joe Mounts and Robbie Mounts, our engineer and cameraman here for tonight's contest. As Charleston Catholic trying to hand Huntington St. Joe their first loss of the season. And right now the strong defense of the Charleston Catholic Irish has paid off. Again, both teams Irish tonight, so we're trying to make sure we keep it on a first name basis between the two. But now does Huntington St. Joe have an answer to come out here in the third quarter? Again, this offense has averaged over 72 points per game for the first 6 games, has been shut down, but now can it get going as Lane's 3, no good off the mark. Rebound put back up by Barlow, no good from point blank range. Rebound knocked loose and couldn't control it on the end line with Sudduth, so it'll go back over to Huntington St. Joe. Getting a good look that time for Barlow right in front of the rim, but just put it up too quick and didn't have control of it. As Warner looks to fire it in, gets it in deep for Motley. Motley picked up by Sudduth up top, spins into the center, had his pocket picked from behind, up ahead to Sudduth, then a foot race with Warner. Sudduth gets Warner to fly by, and Sudduth lays it in just as he did to end the first half. He's the first player into double figures tonight on either side as he's got 11, and the lead is up to 10 now, the largest lead on either side. Warner, step back 3, no good, well off the mark. Rebounded by Satterfield, has Sudduth up ahead, gives it to him on the right side, gets by Lane, pass deflected into the hands of Ware, but they wave off the basket. As they say, the foul was on the floor. So it'll be taken out of bounds from underneath. As they get the block on Motley, that'll be number 2 on him. Pyle gets it out top of the key for Satterfield, going up against Hickman. Satterfield spins at the free throw line, pull up jumper, count it for Satterfield, as it's all Charleston Catholic right now as they lead it by a dozen, 34-22. Huntington St. Joe trying desperately to find some answers here as Warner over to his right, cut off by Sudduth, double team now, gets it off to Hickman, now to Lane inside, had it poked away, gets it back, goes up, and Lane able to stop what was a 6-0 run for Charleston Catholic going back to the first half. Now Blades quickly the other way, goes down low for Ware. Ware backs in on Barlow and able to finish underneath as Ware now with 4 points for the game. 36-24, Charleston Catholic leads it. Across midcourt comes Warner. Warner is averaging nearly 25 points per game on the season, only has 6 here tonight on 2 3-pointers and a 5-second call. Goes against Warner, and that gives it back over to Charleston Catholic with a 12-point lead with 6:19 left here in the first half. As just suffocating defense continues by Charleston Catholic here tonight. And Huntington St. Joe still fighting to try and find answers as they trail it by 12, trying to avoid their first loss of the season. And now a whistle, and it looks like a foul on Charleston Catholic underneath as they're going to get Ware. Call him, it looks like on a push underneath. That'll be his first. 1 team foul apiece now. As Motley brings it up against Blades. Now loses it up top, almost had it stripped by Satterfield. Motley gets a screen, and it's a moving screen on Hickman. That'll take it the other way. It's Coach Taylor wanting some answers but not getting any on the sideline as he's told to move back, and now approaches the official trying to figure out what the call was. That'll be number 2 on Hickman. Now this is a crucial moment here in the early stages of the second half. Charleston Catholic has seen their lead swell to 12. Can Huntington St. Joe slow things down? Right there they can as Garrett Ware goes up and under with a reverse. He finishes. He's got 6 points now, 38-24. They've outscored Huntington St. Joe 38-17 since the opening minute of this game. Lane Has his pocket almost picked by Pyle. Now hits the deck, shovels it over. Barlow had it, but then loses it. Pyle gets it up ahead to Sudduth. Sudduth in a foot race with Motley. Goes behind his back, but loses it to Warner. And now foul in the backcourt as Sudduth tried to prevent Warner from getting out on the break that time and creates the foul. Sudduth slow to get up after that, but I think more in frustration than anything, as we see here on our replay, the great move by Ware, taking the baseline on Barlow and then getting the reverse to go to push the lead to 14 now. This could be a huge statement win for Charleston Catholic. Again, this is a young Huntington St. Joe team on the other end. A lot of freshmen and sophomores and juniors. Again, only one senior on the roster for St. Joe as we get a whistle and a foul out front. Or underneath, excuse me. His foul's going to go against Charleston Catholic. There'll be a block on them. It's a young and talented Huntington St. Joe team, but right now they're getting schooled by the much more veteran Charleston Catholic club as a good entry pass and finish by Crosby Short, who gets his first bucket of the game as he checks in. This foul goes against Pyle on the other end. That's his second. Now we've got a whistle up top here. Sudduth was bringing it up, and apparently something with him and Warner. Whoa, it looks like Sudduth is bleeding behind his ear right now. I was wondering what Warner was reacting to, and I think once Warner saw the cut, that's what caused his reaction right there. I thought maybe he had been whistled for a foul or something at first, but yeah, you could see the blood behind his ear, and right there you see it on our camera work by Robbie Mounts, so he's going to have to get that patched up before he can go back into the game. As while he'll be worked on the sideline, Blades gives it off to Minardi, who checks in for Sudduth. Minardi gives it off to Ware. Ware goes back to work on the low block, and once again he gets free but can't finish this time as he got free from Crosby, but now gets the steal back. Now losing on the baseline. Ball fought for. He saves it to Blades, but a whistle and a 3-second call against Charleston Catholic. Again, what fight there by Garrett Ware to try and maintain possession. But it goes back over to Huntington St. Joe. So can they start chipping away at this 12-point deficit? Way outside, deep three, top of the key. No good that time by Warner. Rebound volleyball around and taken away by Charleston Catholic. Up ahead to Pyle. Baseline, nice pass over to Satterfield. Can't finish, but fouled on the play. He was pushed from the side, and that'll send him to the free throw line to shoot a pair. They're going to get the foul on Short. That'll be his first as we get a look at it here on our instant replay. Great job by Minardi pushing the pace, and then just wonderful find there by Pyle along the baseline, able to thread that needle over to Satterfield, who hits on the first free throw. Satterfield, a 6'5" junior. Now has 11 points for the game. Builds the lead back up to 13 for Charleston Catholic. Second free throw good as well. 40-26, Charleston Catholic leading Huntington St. Joe as we approach the midway point of the third quarter. Pass over to Johnson, almost knocked him out of bounds with it. Now Johnson double teamed, he throws it off the leg of Blades and out of bounds. St. Joe, and that ball deflected over the St. Joe bench and all the way to the backstop over on the far side. Johnson will get it in and knocked away. Minardi got his hands in on it as defending on Warner. And whoever's been on Warner tonight, again, they switched off of him several times, but whoever they've put on him has done a fantastic job making sure he doesn't get going in this game. Now he tries to force his way and gets it out to Short. He'll go for three, count it, for Crosby Short. So off the bench, Crosby Short with 5 points this quarter. 40-29, now a steal. Warner breaks out, goes up, lays it in, and just like that, 5 quick points for Huntington St. Joe. Again, they can get going in a hurry. We mentioned how explosive this offense is, and now 5 fast points have cut it back to single digits. Satterfield, floater in the lane and gets it to go. Aiden Satterfield with 14 points now, 6 of those this quarter. Warner back quickly the other way, gets a screen from Short, pulls up for 3, rolls off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Pyle. Again, that one just didn't have a whole lot of loft on it. It was on a line. Pyle gets it over. Minardi fouled on the way in, and that'll send him back to the free throw line with 3:23 left here in the third quarter. Now The official got knocked down as well on that play as several of the players on both sides come over to help him get to his feet. We'll see it here on our replay again. The hard move by Minardi, able to get inside, and I believe the official just slipped as he was going over on puddle of sweat that was laying down. Sudduth still getting finished up over on the far side. Now it looks like they may take him into the back to get him further patched up. Again, had a pretty nasty gash behind his ear where he was bleeding pretty badly a moment ago. Minardi's free throw up and good. He's got 3 points now for the game. Minardi had 3 points against Tug Valley in that 3-point win over the Panthers last week. Had 6 against Sherman. Second free throw up and good. He's got 4 now here tonight. So lead back up to 13 now after Huntington St. Joe had a mini spurt to get it down to 9. Now Motley into the center. Has to pull back on Minardi. Now drives in. Took a couple big steps, but nothing called as shot off the mark. Rebounded by Pyle. He'll race into the open floor. Gives it off left side, and Blades able to finish at the rim. He's got 5 points, and it's the largest lead of the game now for Charleston Catholic at 46-31. Over to Lane. Lane thought about a 3, tried to go baseline. Nicely cut off by Pyle. Nicely cut him off again and stripped him. Knocked out of bounds, and last touch by Huntington St. Joe. And just the discipline and footwork of this Charleston Catholic defense has just been superb here this evening, as there's just not been a whole lot of openings anywhere for St. Joe. Looks like they were just trying to see if there was a little puddle of sweat they needed to clean up, but apparently we're good as they inbound it deep to Motley. Motley gets it over to Lane on the left side. Tried to force quick pass over to Crosby Short, but lost it out of bounds. Again, we mentioned the more veteran Charleston Catholic club has frustrated this young Huntington St. Joe, this very talented young St. Joe team this year. And this will be a big learning experience for them should this continue on the way that it is now. Minardi into the paint, kicks it in the left corner, 3 on the way, rolls off, no good. A good look that time for Blades, but couldn't get it to go. Now here comes Johnson into the front court. Over to Motley, 2:15 left in the third quarter. Motley will take a deep 3, rolls off, no good. And Motley got all 6 of his points in that first minute of action, but has not scored since then as Murad the other way. Can't get the turnaround to go. Rebounded by Pyle. Shovels it back to Murad. Turnaround again off the back iron. Volleyballed up by Spiegel, and he controls the offensive boards. Pass out front. Murad drives back in right side. Bounce pass over to Pyle. Goes up, and he finishes. Pyle with his first 2 of the game, and a timeout by Huntington St. Joe as this Charleston Catholic crowd rises to their feet as they are enjoying a terrific display from their ball club here this evening. 48-31, Charleston Catholic leads it. We'll be back after this as you're watching Charleston Catholic basketball right here on Video Productions.
Here at Children's Dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. And Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
Your car is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
48-31, Charleston Catholic as the route could be on here from the Charleston Catholic Athletic Complex. Chris Kidd here with you alongside me, Robbie and Joe Mounds. As we had the Charleston Catholic girls game earlier, and in a squeaker they were able to get by the Buffalo Lady Bison 29-26. And now this matchup between these 2 top teams in Class Single A has turned into a rout unless Huntington St. Joe can get a run going here, and Barlow Had a good opportunity there for an and one, but couldn't get it to go, but he'll go to the free throw line instead. Right now, if you're Coach Ryan Taylor, your team has been tested several times this year, and they've been able to come out on top, but they haven't run into any one of the defensive prowesses Charleston Catholic yet, so nothing else, even if you're going to fall in this game, as Barlow banks in the first one. You want to see that fight as this game continues on. Again, you want to see your team respond to adversity, especially in young teams like Huntington St. Joe is. So it'll be interesting for him and the rest of his team here in this final 9.5 minutes, how Huntington St. Joe does respond to what's happening to them tonight. As Barlow misses on the second, 48-32, Charleston Catholic. Minardi gets it over to Blades in the right corner. Back out to Pyle. Pyle out top for Spiegel. And the ball movement here for Charleston Catholic has been excellent tonight. Pyle has had good vision all evening, finds Blades cutting, and Blades able to finish. That's 7 points now for Blades and almost another turnover. Short trying to get it in. Can't find anyone. Dangerous pass up ahead, but it finds Warner. Warner fouled by Blades, and Blades tried to help, or wanted to offer to help him up, but Warner felt like maybe that was too much on that foul and refused his hand. Again, Blades is a physical defender. Again, he's going to be all over you. And he is a very intense defender, and perhaps Warner had enough of it here tonight as well. But Blades will go to the bench now with 3 fouls. It's 5 team fouls against Charleston Catholic, 4 against Huntington St. Joe here this quarter. Motley will get it into Warner. 1:10 to go in the third as Charleston Catholic has broken this game open. They led by 8 at halftime. It's now up to 18, and Warner able to fight his way inside. He's into double figures now with 10 points, 50-34. It's been 50-27 Charleston Catholic ever since that opening 7-0 salvo, and now a charge called on Pyle. That'll be number 3 on him as well. Got to give it back to Huntington St. Joe with 51.3 seconds left in the third quarter. So we get a look at it here on our instant replay. And Pyle had the step, but then Short stepped in and was able to take the block, or the charge rather. Now we get a whistle up ahead here, and that's going to be another foul on Charleston Catholic, and that's going to put Huntington St. Joe in the 1-and-1 as they get Minardi on the hack. And that can be where your tough defense can also get you into trouble as well, with Huntington St. Joe into the penalty already, and we're not even out of the third quarter yet. But it'll send Eram to the free throw line. He's yet to score this evening, the freshman, averaging 4.2 points per game, as the 1-and-1, no good. Rebound comes out long, knocked loose, and Satterfield comes away with it. So he'll bring it up. Pass inside, deflected right into the hands of Murray, but he can't finish. Ball popped up. It goes to Spiegel. His turnaround jumper is there. Spiegel with his 4th point of the game. We're down to 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Motley drives in hard, gets into the paint, shot off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Spiegel. He tears it out, gets it to Minardi with 20 seconds. 18-point Charleston Catholic lead. We'll see if they hold for one here. Murid on the right side. Looking for help, gets it out front, stolen away by Warner. He's on a breakaway, takes it over right side, lays it in with 5 seconds left in the period. Satterfield with 2 seconds across midcourt, heaves it from inside the line, off the back iron, no good. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter of play as Charleston Catholic dominates it, and they lead it by 16 heading to quarter number 4. Back after this as you are watching Charleston Catholic basketball action right here on Video Productions.
Is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company, because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Here at Children's Dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. And Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
Start of quarter number 4 here from the Charleston Catholic Athletic Complex. Chris Kidd with you. Alongside me, Robbie and Joe Mounts, our engineer and camera operator. We're here for alumni night at Charleston Catholic, and right now it's been a great evening for the Charleston Catholic alumni. They saw their girls win earlier tonight over Buffalo 29-26, and now they're seeing them handle their rivals, the Huntington St. Joe Fighting Irish, 52-36. They go down low. Minardi cutting to the rim, and Minardi will lay it in as the lead continues to swell here in the second half, as he's got 6 points now. Lead back up to 18 as Warner dribbles in, gets by his man, but then crashes to the ground hard as foul called on Charleston Catholic. That'll be team foul number 8. There'll be 2 shots for Warner here, who's got 12 points for the contest. We said averaging almost 25 points per game on the year as Warner hits the first, as the foul's on Murad. That'll be his second. But I also mentioned some of the point totals that Warner's put up at 25 against Ironton, 28 against Dawson Bryant, and his high total of the year, 41 against Tulsa. As Warner hits on both free throws, he's got 14 points now, 54-38. Satterfield over to his right. Gets to the free throw line, steps inside it, and hits the free throw line jumper as he was able to fade his way in. And Satterfield now with 16 points for the game. We still haven't seen Sudduth come back after that injury, or after he was bleeding earlier, and now a walk called on Warner as he is upset. Did not believe that he had traveled on that. They'll go the other way. But again, Sudduth had a bag cut behind his ear. Again, didn't appear to be injured, but needed to get it taped up, needed to get it stop bleeding. But he is back on the bench now for Charleston Catholic. So we'll wait and see if we have him come back into the contest or not tonight. Again, his defense in the first half really helped propel Charleston Catholic on that run, including the 9 points he had in the first half. Right now it is an 18-point Charleston Catholic lead as they look to move to 5-1 on the season. Pyle to the free throw line, finds an opening, gets bumped, and can't get it to fall, but we'll see if they call this on the shot or not. With 6:50 remaining. So they're going to get the push on Crosby short. That'll be number 3 on him. They do call it on the ground as inbound at the Minardi. It's team foul number 5 against Huntington St. Joe, and Minardi throws it away. Taken by Eram. He takes it up the center, and he's fouled on the way in as some of the Charleston Catholic fans thought it was a block. That'll send Eram back to the free throw line. He missed on a one-on-one opportunity at the end of the third quarter. So now he'll get 2 more chances. First attempt up and good. See it here on our instant replay, and right there, it was close play. Second free throw by Eram up, and this one good as well. 56-40. Favor of Charleston Catholic. 6:40 to go in the contest. Blades back in with those 3 fouls. Gets it out to Ware. Now to Minardi as Charleston Catholic probably content to work the clock right now, find their best shot with this 16-point lead as Blades gets inside and hits the runner. Blades tonight now with 9 points on the evening as they get into Warner in the backcourt, crosses timeline, takes it to the right, puts up a tough floater but gets it to bank in. Nice move by Caden Warner for another bucket, and a timeout called by Huntington St. Joe with 6:09 to play in the ball game. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. Back after this as you were watching Charleston Catholic basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.
Here at Children's Dentistry, you may notice things are a little different. and Mom and Dad expect us to treat them like a child.
Your car is crushed in a car wreck. You have been hurt. You need time to think. Here's an idea. Call 346-5990. Don't wait another minute. Now you've got the team that knows all about the money you deserve and how to get it for you. Time's up for that insurance company because the law speaks loudly when Farmer Klein and Campbell are on your team.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Helping you is what we do.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Out of the timeout, Charleston Catholic with the ball, leading at 58-42 with 6 minutes remaining in the contest. Chris Kidd here with you as Pyle drives baseline, gets way to the other side, now back out front. So they get it over. Nice grab there by Satterfield as that ball looked like it might go out of bounds. Looks down low for Ware. Ware backs in on Lane, goes with a wild shot and somehow got it to go. Garrett Ware. Oh, he has put together a couple of great highlight reels tonight with a reverse layup and then whatever you want to call that shot that was able to fall. But what control by Garrett Ware to get that to fall. As we get a look at it again here on our instant replay. Ware kind of slid down towards the basket, bumped in on Lane, and then I don't know if you get that, a reverse circus shot, whatever it is. If you play that in horse, the other one's got a letter now. So now that'll send Eram back to the free throw line on the other end. That is the 10th team foul on Charleston Catholic. So Huntington St. Joe will be shooting 2 the rest of the way as Eram gets the first to go. Again, this will be the first loss of the season for Huntington St. Joe, barring a miracle here in the final 5:36 as Eram gets both to fall. Came in tonight 6-0, but Charleston Catholic's defense just too much for Huntington St. Joe here tonight. It's Pyle over to his right, and we'll get a whistle and a foul now on Warner, and you can just continue to see the frustration on him. That'll be number 3 on Warner now with 5:24 remaining, and that's team foul number 6 as they go down low. And there's that patented reverse again for Garrett Ware as he's now got 10 points for the game. Something tells me he practices this shot. So now here's Warner out front. Takes a deep 3, knew it was off the mark, tried to go in for the rebound, but there's Ware for the rebound of his own as he gets it up head to Pyle. Underneath Murad, fakes a pass, goes up blocked by Motley and out of bounds, but it'll stay with Charleston Catholic with 5:01 remaining. Even with the differential what it is right now, again, you still see the competing going on both ends of the floor still. So these two teams know that they're likely going to meet again later on this year. Nice pass to Satterfield. He connects and is fouled on the play, and it'll send him to the free throw line. Yeah, these two very well could be meeting with a regional championship on the line, perhaps even later on with a state tournament on the line down the road. But here Minardi, just a great pass underneath the Satterfield. Again, Charleston Catholic has worked the ball around so diligently tonight as Satterfield unable to hit on the free throw. But the lead up to 20 now. And again, a lot of the screens and backdoor cuts they've set up have just opened up a lot of easy buckets for them tonight as Eram misses on the 3, rebounded by Ware underneath. Outlet pass up ahead to Satterfield, chases it down, goes up, can't finish, gets his own rebound and fouled from behind by Hickman with 4:37 remaining, and Satterfield came up a little gimpy that time after the fact. As the team fouls just continue to pile up here in the fourth quarter on both sides. Satterfield now has 19 points for the game as he hits the first. It's 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Make that 20 points now for Aiden Satterfield here tonight. And it looks like he's going to check out here after he came down a little bit gimpy after that a moment ago, and now he's going to look to get stretched out by one of his teammates as he goes over to the bench here. It's now Warner on the other side, gets all the way to the bucket and lays it in as Warner started to assert himself here in the second half, but a little too late. for Huntington St. Joe as Murad goes down hard on the other end as Eram went up to try and contest and tried to get the ball, but got a whole handful of Murad on the way up. Here on our replay, again, Murad tried to go up, but then got hacked on the way in. Murad's free throw off the mark, no good. He's got 4 points here tonight. Second free throw up, that one off the mark as well. Hickman gets the rebound. 66-46, Charleston Catholic in control. Now Warner's going to take a deep three from the left side, no good, and over the basket support. We'll give it back over to Charleston Catholic as now Satterfield will check back in, along with Spiegel. Also checking in is Chase Del Porto. So we could be approaching the moment where you start to see some more of the substitutes coming into the game here, with the outcome no longer really in doubt with 4:10 remaining, as Pyle gets the free throw line over to Satterfield, goes up and under, and Satterfield pulls his best Garrett Ware that time as he finishes on the reverse. He's got 22 now for the game. Now here's Warden, step back jumper, can't get it to fall, rebounded by Hickman, fights his way loose, goes up the left hand, no good, and now we got a whistle and a foul on the floor. And again, it seems like every time down the floor now we've got a whistle on either end, as these two schools we talked about have been rivals for a long time, and nothing's going to end easy in these contests. So they're going to get that foul on like Marshall Pyle. That'll be number 4 on him. Hickman's free throw up and good. Now Pyle will check out of the game, and checking in will be J.P. McCutcheon, a 6-foot junior for Charleston Catholic. Second free throw barely grazes the front iron for Hickman, rebounded by Charleston Catholic. Blades give it over to Satterfield as Charleston Catholic now slowing things down a little bit. Satterfield drives in on Lane, gets to the free throw line, now retreats back. 21-point lead for Charleston Catholic. Satterfield now just continues to work a little clock, going up against Hickman, now gets inside, takes a tough step back jumper, and Aiden Satterfield just had all the answers here in the second half. Again, he had 8 points at halftime. He's had 16 here in the second half. Other end, Eram's shot rolls around and falls home. Eram's got 6 points now, all of those here in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes to play here from Charleston Catholic as Satterfield takes it right baseline. Fadeaway jumper this time and almost got the roll to go. Rebounded underneath. Rebound fought for and knocked away from J.B. McCutcheon, but out of bounds will stay with Charleston Catholic with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. As Minardi will check back in, and Satterfield will go to the bench and likely be the last time we see him here tonight, as he had a tremendous evening for the Fighting Irish here this Friday night. Again, just continuing to build on the success he's already had in the early stages of this season. Now Minardi will dribble out some of the clock here as Lane finally comes out to contest. Blades gives it to Spiegel, now back to Minardi. As Charleston Catholic just running their motion offense right now, seeing if they can free anyone for a layup. Turnaround jumper instead, and then it'll go for Del Porto as he gets his first bucket of the game. 72-49 as everyone getting in on the action now for Charleston Catholic. As Eram over to his right, guarded by Blades, takes it into the corner, rejected by Blades on the way up, ball loose, comes out, it'll be taken by Huntington St. Joe and then just falls out of the hands of Max Baker, the senior, and he'll go back over to Charleston Catholic with 2:06 to play. Minardi will run it across the timeline now with 2 minutes to go, gets it back out. They get it over to McCutcheon. Now to Spiegel. Continue to run their motion offense here. Again, this is a big statement win. I'd say whenever this score flashes across some of the dials tonight, it'll be a big surprise to a lot of people. Not necessarily that Charleston Catholic won, but in the manner that they won. Again, a 23-point blowout right now against Huntington St. Joe. And as we said, Huntington St. Joe bouncing back from a 4-18 year last year, but had a lot of success coming in to this season and still going to have a lot ahead as they move forward. But I still think this will still be a score that a lot of people will kind of raise their eyebrows at whenever they see it initially, as Eram goes for three, no good. That'll go out of bounds and back over to Charleston Catholic. As now Blades will check out of the game as he gets a standing ovation from his teammates as Jonathan McComas, 6'2 sophomore, checks in. And again, Blades did a lot of the dirty work on the defensive end tonight. Such a tenacious defender. Ended up with 5 points or 9 points as well, as now a couple of more substitutions getting ready to come in for Charleston Catholic at the next whistle as we close in on 1 minute to go. Huntington St. Joe will put in a few more as well. Should we get another whistle? And there it is, as McComas tried to get it into McCutcheon, but ended up traveling with it. As Drew Single checking in, along with Will Strickland for Charleston Catholic. And you have Tone Thompson, as well as Zhao Yina checking in for Huntington St. Joe with 45 seconds left, and going to the deck hard as Eram that time with 44.4 to go. So he'll go back to the free throw line. Also getting ready to check in will be Sean Kemp for Charleston Catholic. I believe that's everyone on both sides that gets to see action here tonight, as Eram continues to add to his total here in the fourth quarter. Again, was scoreless, but he scored 7 thus far here in the fourth. He's able to get both free throws to go. We'll kick off now the final 40 seconds of play here from Charleston Catholic. Getting across midcourt. It's McComas. Now gives it over for Cassingle. Now back to McComas. We'll see if anyone tries to get a shot up here for Charleston Catholic. And this is the moments where if you're a starter, you love to see these guys get a chance to get in the scorebook as well. It looks like Charleston Catholic content to run out the clock here as we got 15 seconds to go. And again, big statement win for the Charleston Catholic Irish here tonight. Again, coming in at 4-1, they're going to leave 5-1, and they're going to hand Huntington St. Joe their first loss of the season in what could be the first of several matchups this year. Charleston Catholic takes round one, 72-51. We'll step aside for a break and be back after this as you are watching Charleston Catholic basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.
Children's dentistry. You may notice things are